Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here on a Monday with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What a long day it's been. I mean, work break here at 5 something Eastern time.
We've got to get better. I really feel like I need to aim for like 2 or 3 my time, which is Central Time for anyone listening. And that feels like a work break. This feels like, crap, it's the end of the day. Like, what am I doing?
I'm somewhere just not along the way, Trish, and 207 of these, whatever number we're at now, we've lost our way. Just a smidge.
I think we're going to get back on track. We're going to get earlier breaks and definitely change them up a little bit because we've been doing this almost a year, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a few things kind of in the works.
You've got some great ideas that we actually did talk about a little earlier. So there's going to be some fun stuff coming up. That's all we should say about it right now. But yeah.
That's right. Hey, cool. Speaking of fun stuff, can I tell you, I have decided, like, I've never been huge with couponing. Do you do like cut coupons for shopping and so forth? No. So I don't either. I mean, if I happen to have one or something, like if there's one on an item where I'll like peel it off if I'm there. But I have found, and I think I mentioned this a few days ago, like if you go to Walgreens, they have orange tags for clearance throughout the whole store. And I am now like addicted to finding the biggest bargain at Walgreens.
So you're hanging out in the Walgreens a lot. That's good. I like it.
It's better than another kind of addiction, I would suppose, right? I'm not gambling. I'm not like drinking or doing drugs. I'm actually hitting up Walgreens for
They do say couponing is a gateway kind of activity, but go ahead. That's fine.
I think it is. So I showed you earlier, but I've got to bring it out and show like everybody else. So at Walgreens right now, maybe at your Walgreens, you can go check. They have this stuff. It's called Swirls Butter. Swirls Butter. It is scented just very lightly, like strawberries. It's all swirly. And it's almost the texture of like marshmallow cream. And you can just sit there and play with it. It is like the ultimate stress reliever.
Oh, yeah. Sure. You like a little stress ball deal. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it just is like lightly scented. Okay. 50 cents for a whole huge thing. What? 50 cents at Walgreens. My other thing, guess where else I found bargains this weekend? All the restaurants around here were like packed because people are getting vaccinated and starting to go out. So I wound up at a Cracker Barrel, and they have the little general store, which you have to like wait in until you're seated.
You get the old, you buy the root beer, the giant, marshmallow whoopie pie.
Well, I didn't buy that, but I bought some other
Merle
stuff.
Haggard
so I'm
CD.
Tell people, I wouldn't have thought that Cracker Barrel would sell this, but like totally go to your Cracker Barrel. We have mineral bath soap. Peace and Tranquility and Fitness Fatigue, $1.50 a piece on sale. I feel like I've just had the best weekend ever. And speaking of fitness and fatigue, Waterloo High School football game was amazing on Friday.
I didn't hear it. How did it turn out? I know.
Oh my gosh. We won 33-19, I believe it was. And just crushed them. We crushed them. And my kid, shout out to Jack McFarland, who did amazing. He got 2 touchdowns. Wow. Although one got called back because of a penalty somebody else made. But
you can't really count that one, but okay. Yeah.
But one. So he got 1 touchdown and 1 sack.
Nice.
And he made a kick return that was like really long. And he did lots of good tackling, all that good stuff. So he was hurting the next couple days, which is why he needs fitness fatigue bath salts, which is why I bought it. But his sister did really good at cheering too. So yeah, proud mom.
Wow.
You know what? Honestly, just glad to be back. It was all socially distanced. We all had masks on outside, but just to be back at a high school sport, cheering, the band playing. We froze our butts off, so it felt like fall. It was all good. What'd you do this weekend?
I did not partake of any high school football. I watched a lot of German soccer, as is my way here. Shout out to my Wolfsburg team.
How'd they do?
Again, 2-1. They are in 3rd place in the Bundesliga, playing for those Champions League places next year. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I decided I'm going to watch Bundesliga. I'm going to become a Bundesliga fan.
That's
right. I actually went on ESPN.com because most the Bundesliga games are all on the ESPN Plus service. It's like a little premium streaming service of sports from ESPN.
Okay.
Really, really cheap. It's like $4 or $5 a month. So I signed up for that early on in the pandemic era and said, okay, they had this interactive quiz on ESPN.com, which is which Bundesliga team should you root for? Like if you don't know anything about the league or the teams, it takes you through a bunch of questions. You know, things like, do you prefer the teams that always win? Do you prefer the underdog teams? Do you want your team to be in a fancy city or more of a working class city? I don't remember. There was a lot of questions. And you go through this whole quiz, kind of like a BuzzFeed quiz or whatever, like what Harry Potter character are you? And it comes to the end and says, this is the team you should root for based on your answers. So I did it. And it comes out Wolfsburg. That's my team I should root for. So that became my adopted team and I love watching them. And they turned out they're much better this season than they've been in the last few seasons. So they're playing a little bit above their weight. But that was super exciting. A big highlight of the weekend, a little Wolfsburg victory. But it was really nice here. It's beautiful here today too. So I think, you know, in the southeast of the USA where I'm at, it's winter's done. It was the first day of spring, I think yesterday or the day before.
Yesterday,
right?
Saturday. You're right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's over. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. The lawnmowers are fired up all around me all day long to drive me crazy. But I'm glad it's
my next door neighbor too. Same thing. And I opened the pool. I decided I'm opening my pool by myself this year. So if anybody out there has pool tips on how to do it, like I've just watched some of the videos and stuff. And I went out and I actually took the cover off and it looks amazing. It's like super clean and ready to roll just about. So yeah, a couple days of little chemicals and I'll be good.
I do want to shout out our friends, Trish at Old School Shirts once again, because they always like the tweets. They retweet the tweets of the show, even when we don't talk about them. So I saw they liked our tweet, and I said I grabbed an Old School shirt to put on. St. Louis Stars, Trish.
I like that.
There you go. So shout out to our friends at Old School Shirts once again.
I'm glad that you mentioned them. It's funny because I ordered a shirt for my niece. They had a shirt that said like Hallie's Department Store, spelled HALLE''S. I have a niece named Hallie, and she's one of those cute kids who never got anything that came with her name on it. Hallie is not a name.
Your license plate.
No license plates. Yeah. No pencils with your name on it. And so I found an Old School shirt with her name on it, and she loves it. She just thought that was the coolest thing ever. That's the first thing. She's 16. That's the first thing she's ever had with her name on it. So
Trish, quick update. I wanted to share with our listeners. If you hadn't seen this, it was pretty popular. So maybe people did see this, but Trish, Krispy Kreme. I don't know if you're a fan of the Krispy Kreme donut. I'm not sure how you can not be, quite honestly.
They're so sweet, but I do love them.
Krispy Kreme will now be giving away a free glazed donut to anyone who shows up to the store with a COVID-19 vaccination card for the rest of the year, which is pretty cool. But even cooler still, and something I've talked about a little bit on the Alexa show, and we've talked about it maybe a little on this show too. Maybe even more cool is Krispy Kreme is also giving all their workers 4 hours of PTO, so they can go get vaccinated when it's their time or their turn. Which a lot of companies are doing. They're doing PTO or bonuses, and I think that's an awesome thing to do. I hope every company does it who can, and I think it's a really cool gesture.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was actually talking with someone earlier today, and I won't mention because the company is a pretty big one, but they are like this person, I'm not going to say male or female. This person is so busy, they're not even able to take off to go get the vaccine. They've been signed up twice and been able to go. Like technically able to go, and then have not been able to go because work is that busy.
I guess they don't work at Krispy Kreme, this unnamed person.
Yeah, they don't. And I just think that's sad because if you want a vaccine and you finally are in a place where it's available and you've met whatever criteria, let your employees off to go get that vaccine. That's just not.
Yeah, or compensate them, give them a bonus. There's lots of companies who are doing it. It's actually not that unusual.
Right.
Whether it's a cash bonus or PTO time, it's or one company, I can't remember who it was, and I wish I could. They were compensating their employees for if they had to take an Uber to get to where the vaccine was available to them.
Sure.
They were compensating that as well. So it's a good policy, I think. The sooner
take care of your people.
The sooner we get through this, the sooner things get back to full bleachers at the high school football game. Trish, that's what we want.
I do want full bleachers, but I'll tell you what, I'll take the, we were allowed to have, I think it was like 30%. It was still great. It was still great.
Yeah,
We
that's
had
great.
our rebellious students, though. They were told they couldn't come because you had to have, it was very locked down. You had to have these little passes and everything. And the students came and lined the outside of the field just off of school property. They went crazy. They had such a good time. So I'll tell you what, I think whether you're in a school situation or work situation, make it safe for people to come back. Don't prevent them from coming back to whatever capacity they're comfortable, because if you don't, they're going to do it anyway and do it in a less safe way, I think.
Well, yeah, there's some
You
chaos
know?
going on down in Miami Beach. I saw on the news over the weekend. Folks,
Oh, was there?
yeah, all the spring breakers have descended on Miami Beach, and it's quite the scene down there, apparently. And
Well, see, and that's a good example then. I have not seen that, Steve, but don't you think, like, if you know people, especially teenagers or early 20, like, if you know people are going to do it anyway, they're coming anyway, they're not going to listen to you and stay away. Figure out a way to make it safer for when they break the rules.
yeah, it's tough.
You know?
It's really tough.
It is tough. So anyway, well, good. Well, listen, we are over our 10-minute mark as usual, right? But it's fun chatting with you. Hey, I do want to say one other quick thing. I want to put up a little banner because I know you mentioned before we started the episode that you were working on a project with Paycom, I think it is.
I have a
Do you have a
webinar.
webinar
Coming up on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's the short link to it. But I've just tweeted out the link and a picture and everything. You can see what the webinar is all about. It's all about frustration with HR technology. It's going to be super fun. And I'm doing it on Thursday. So I'll try to promote it throughout the week and hope folks, it's free, of course, right? It's a bargain at that cost, honestly. Like for my
absolutely
my pros.
No, and you said you just tweeted it out. So
Thursday,
I will tweet it out as well, and we'll tweet it out from the HR Happy Hour. So otherwise, grab this little short link there and go right to it. And have a good conversation with Steve on frustration on Thursday. That sounds super exciting. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you back here tomorrow, and bye for now.